because it's imperative that your heart posture be right in order for you to receive everything that our Father in heaven desires to give you. And so free yourself from that. The second point is anger. Anger keeps you from allowing joy to be what fills your spirit. So when you're in a state of rage, when you're in a state of anger, you are not joyful. You are not happy. You are not in a celebratory state. You are filled with rage. And we know what rage transitions and morphs into. It's linked to several different sins. And so the scripture that was brought to mind was James 1:19, and it's let every man be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. And so with that being said, if you're supposed to be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to get angry, you should do more listening than you should do speaking and responding. And so you can't fill yourself with something if you don't start to put into practice the thing that you desire. And so if you desire to not be filled with anger, you have to learn to listen. You have to learn to be slow with your speech and your responses, because in you spewing back off at someone else, if they, make a angry remark or something that's rude or something that's unkind towards you, and now you spew off and do the same thing that they're doing, you're not practicing self-control. And so a portion of you combating anger is going to require you having self-control. And we have been called to be filled with joy. And anger produces the opposite, which is rage, which leads to sin. Cain and Abel is who came to mind. Not to be confused with unwarranted anger, which such cases are exemplified within Scripture. That's not what we're referring to. We're told to be angry but not sin in those instances. But at the same time, it still ties in that self-control piece. And so consider those people that were in Scripture that actually became angry and sinned, and then look at what their lives turned out to be like. And so you have to cleanse your heart. It's a heart posture. Cain and Abel, Cain killed Abel because he was jealous. He was jealous. So and from jealousy came rage. So all of the sins just kind of like link themselves together. So be mindful of that, because you wouldn't ever want to house something that's going to connect you to sin. And because we know sin leads to death, spiritually speaking, and possibly physically.